Okay. All right. We say, this is what I was going to say, is that yoga is for everybody, but not every pose is for everybody, right? So, like, after you've been doing this, I myself, when I go to class, I say it all the time. Like, I'm the first one to drop. Like, if I'm not feeling that energized, I will just modify in child's pose and do all of that for myself. And does it matter if you don't hold downward dog for 3 minutes? No, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that you're just connecting to everything that you bring as you get on your mat. So, with everything that you bring, I welcome you to your practice. And we're going to start just sitting. Take your comfortable seat. I do have my socks on still, and we're going to also go to the foot massage. You could take yours off or whatever you like. It's not going to make a difference. Good. All right. Let your hands rest. Once you've figured out your sit, invite yourself in with a nice exhalation, dropping in. Welcome yourself to your mat. Whatever you were doing before you got here, just breathe it away. And as you drop into your breath and into your sit, notice your eyelids, they're fluttering a lot, directly connected to the brain waves. So you just notice your busy mind in this way. Start to listen to your breath. And on your next exhalation, follow the breath all the way down through your arms to your open palms, whether they're up or down, and just tune into the energies in your palms. Whether you notice them or not, they're there. The term healing hands came from this energy we hold. I'm just tuning into that for one more breath. And as you begin your next inhalation, lengthen tall, lift your heart. And as you exhale, join these hands together in front of your heart. And if you move them slowly, you might even tune into that bit of friction or resistance. If you tune into those energies there, letting your hands rest in a way that feels right for you right now today. Bowing your chin in great honoring of everything you hold and everything you carry. Not necessarily yours. It's just there. And welcoming all of that and calling ourselves home. We'll chant Om together 3 times. Begin with a nice big inhale. Lengthen tall, lift your chin. Exhale this breath completely. And inhale fully. Bowing your chin and just pause here. Take one more full breath in. On your exhalation, release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin and open your eyes. Okay, yes. And then pat, stretch, whatever you need to do to just release. And we'll start with a little footy. So bring one foot in any way you can see it. Just however you do, guys. Just rubbing, massaging your foot, maybe paying attention to the center line of the foot. And that's where, if you see the reflexology charts, the diaphragm lives in the foot, breathing. And then making your way from that diaphragm spot, the center of your foot, and just paying attention to the balls of the feet. place of the lungs on the reflexology chart. And then moving it any way you like. So spreading your toes, adding your heel. We'll just be here for another few moments, just focusing on this beloved foot, top of the foot, sides of the foot. Good. And then just ending with a nice big twist. So you're just literally twisting the top and the bottom half of your foot and maybe your body too, because it's all connected. Okay, and just give it a nice little rub. And then pause as you switch. So you take the time to feel the change you have already introduced. Maybe you can see it, and then switch feet when you're ready. Yeah, just starting anywhere you like here. It's always interesting to see where you go first for yourself. Good. And then when you're ready there, you'll start to also work the midline of this foot. And from the midline, working the lung area of this foot. The breathing. Okay, I'm just making it up to the toes now. And then I'll just work this whole side of the foot and we get to the heel. It's good work. Okay, top of the foot. And then give it a nice little twist whenever you get there. If I'm going way ahead of you or you're like, Joe, this feels so good, I don't want to rush. That's fine too. And just give it a nice rub. Good. Okay. And then just pause for a moment. Just feel. Okay. So we're going to stay sitting just as you are with your legs stretched out. So if you need to sit higher, take your hands to the floor and we're just going to point and flex. And at the same time as you're moving your feet, you're lifting your heart, breathing, smiling, and then maybe rolling your ankles around. If you want to add your wrists, take your hands off the floor, do that. And start to soften your breath. Oh, this looks so cute. Good. And then bring your hands down. Let your feet completely rest, legs rest. As you exhale, we're just going to move into a very, very gentle forward fold. So you just walk your hands. Some of you might just stay where you are, let your head go. And just coming to that place where you start to feel things open, but it's so gentle, it's so soft. Letting your back round if that's where you go. See if you can even soften the shoulders. So you don't need to go maximum anywhere. It's our very first pose. Just inviting the breath. Your heart space soften, your jaw. Okay, stay where I am here. You might back out a little bit. It's going to add a little bit of foot flexion just to open up the backs of the legs here a little more. And soften your knees if they feel like they're gripping. Good. Just maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. Release what you can. Okay, and then very slowly bring yourself back up. Okay, let's change the cross of the legs, whatever you were sitting in before. Just pause. Good. Okay, I'm just going to side bend. So I'll take the left hand out to the side and just reach the right arm up. And again, we're just going to be very gentle. We're just opening sideways. So just go wherever you need to here. And if you want to move this arm or find some movement in this shape, or even if you take that arm and you reach it as if you're reaching for something on the horizon, but to the left, and see how that is for you. You might drop your shoulder. Okay, but be very just lovingly conscious. Good. Okay, and take one more breath. And then we'll come up to sitting. and just pause, palms up, just bringing yourself more inside. Feel any changes that have come up. Okay, you might want to change the cross of your legs. I'm going to keep mine opposite cross. Put the right hand down and reach the left arm up and over very nicely, gently. And then staying or moving if you like, stretching. And layering anything you're doing with the power. I use the word power, but I don't mean powerful. I just mean the power of your breath to fill these spaces. Okay, let's take one more breath. Full breath in and full breath out. And then make your way back up to your sitting and just let everything be acknowledged. Good. Okay. I'm going to change the cross of the legs. You can take a moment if you need to stretch them out. And we're going to take twist. So very gently again, right hand behind you and the left hand might, if you're dealing with back stuff, just let that left hand rest on your left knee or take it all the way over. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, find your twist here, softening. So you don't need to be at 100%, you might be at 50. So you can feel what's happening with the power of your breath, the flow of your breath. Good. Soften your face, your eyes, your jaw. Just let the pose be. And lengthen yourself tall if you feel like you might be sinking too much. And exhale, release, and again, just sit and feel the unwinding, the opening. Good. And inhale and exhale, just move yourself as gently as you need to be to the second side. So I feel like the theme for this class is going to be, be tender with yourself. There's a lot that we're all taking in right now and processing and in your, whatever you're feeling here. So we just receive it all with our tender heart. And then exhale and release. Just pause, feel. Good. Okay. All right. We're going to start on your back just for a few moments. So you might want to put a blanket for underneath your head and smooth it out. Okay. I know you're just starting to get down. I'm pretty sure you're not down yet. I'm going to add one more thing too. I'm going to add this little blanket back bend. And we did this the other day. So you take a blanket the length of your torso, and I'm going to move my head one up. And so this is probably longer than my torso, but what we want, and I'll put the nice seam side down closer to my hips. So just turn the blanket. So your tush will be on the floor. So you lay back over this and you get this little, very supportive baby back bend happening. Just very little in the low back. So you see how that is for you if it's no good. It's such a small little lift. Okay, I'm going to take the hands once you're down. We're going to touch the thumbs and the index fingers together and then lay these maybe on your tummy, like you might have the thumbs just above the navel and fingers down, and maybe your elbows come down to the floor and then the hands might slide apart across your belly. That's fine. They don't have to keep touching. I'm just spreading the fingers and offering your healing hands to the waters of your body and to your fire center. That's just above the navel. Just take a few breaths like this. Notice any tension in the jaw, the shoulders. Take one more breath with your hands resting as they are. As you exhale, just let the arms come out, palms up. Just feel into the open palms, maybe into your belly center. Okay. And then bend your knees if you've straightened your legs, feet on the floor. We're going to lift the hips and put the hands underneath your hips as we've done. And you might even take that same mudra of the thumbs and the index fingers touching. So you just lift your hips, put your hands right underneath your tush. So you feel the thumbs are, grounded by the sacrum and the cheeks are resting on the backs of your hands. Spread your fingers as much as you can comfortably. And then you can stay with the knees bent, or if you want to straighten your legs, you can do that. And then just allow the grounding naturally just dropping into the hands grounding to the earth. And then feel the flow of your breath. Take one more breath here, full breath in. You sigh it out. If you've straightened your legs, feel which leg wants to bend first, bend the opposite. Put your feet on the floor and then walk your feet apart a little bit. They don't need to be super wide. And we're going to just rock the knees side to side. We're not going for windshield wiper. It's more just a rock. So we can send some more weight onto one hand and the other. Maybe the hands also move a little bit. Once they become free, you just are massaging your tush, and you might even feel a little massage into the outer hips. You're also grounding the energies of your palms. Feel your breath. Just be, very gentle. It's like you're rocking in the waves, the motion of your ocean. Okay, we'll take one more on each side. And then just come back to rest. And I'll just heel toe the feet a little bit wider, turn the heels out, drop the knees towards each other, drop your shoulders if you can. Drop your jaw, your eyes soft. Feel your breath. Take one more full breath in. Sigh it out. Separate your knees, heel toe the feet. Lift your hips up and take the hands out. Just open them again, maybe out to the sides or wherever they go, palms up. And just feel the energy of your hands. If you don't feel anything, don't think, oh, I'm not doing it or it's not happening for me. It's there. I promise. Okay, I'm just going to open the lungs. So I'm just going to bring the arms up and over the head. If that's, you modify for yourself. I'm going to walk these arms a little bit longer so I get more space into the rib cage, even maybe into the belly, and then the legs can stay bent or they can straighten. Just take some nice, beautiful breathing into your whole body. You can add the press of the heels. You can open the hands nice and wide, reach them away. Make it as dynamic or as soft as you need. And just take a nice filling, inhale, fulling, exhale. Maybe one more breath like that. And then you'll inhale into your fullness. And as you exhale, release the arms, maybe back, wherever feels good with the palms up. Good, breathe. Okay. All right. So from here, you can stay on your back if you like and just hug your knees into your chest and take child's pose on your back. We're going to turn over, do child's pose and a couple cat-cows. If you're happy to stay on your back, that's fine with me. Okay. Otherwise, you're going to roll over to your side, come up, and maybe this blanket's going to be great. You might want to bring your bolster in if you like that. And separate the knees, tops of the feet on the floor, and send the hips to the heels. And you can also throw a bolster, between hips and heels. And take this blanket I had under my head and just send it out. And then bring yourself into whatever you need for child's pose.
would feel. Maybe you need to be on your forearms and let the low back settle for a little bit. Maybe you need to support your head just to make it very comfortable. And then just pause and breathe. This is a great surrendering pose. It's an offering pose. It's a pose of prayer. So as you tune into the flow of your breath and you just feel your body open someplace, and you might also become aware of really tight places, compression. And this is where we invite ourselves to accept what is. And we let the breath invite in the change as the body softens. So just allowing yourself to sink into that for maybe 2 or 3 more breaths. Okay, so we are going to go to cat-cow. If you'd like to take a downward facing dog, I'm just slipping my socks off, just as a way of stretching the backs of the legs. Okay, I'm just going to move this blanket out of my hand space. Good. And we'll just take this downward dog, just a way to get the head below the heart. Drop your, whatever your, tension, whatever you're holding right now, just let it drop. And feel free to move in this downward dog if you're here. And you might be on your hands and knees, doing your cat-cows already. If you're on your back, you could put your feet on the floor and just lift and lower your hips a few times. Good. Okay, I'm going to take one more breath here in this downward facing dog, just to release the head. Maybe you shake your head very gently, yes and no. And then lower down. You can use your blanket to support your knees. I'm just turning. Good. And then just moving into your cat-cow. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine. It's nice to close your eyes as you turn inwards. You're almost looking into your own heart. And as you drop the belly and you lift your chin, you might open your eyes and, oh, that's what outside looks like. And this is what inside looks like. Okay, just moving this spine a few more times just to get ourselves ready to rest. Okay. We'll do 2 more. And then as you finish these next ones you're on, I'm going to put the tops of the feet down and just sit on the heels just to set up. Also good footwork. Okay. So our first pose is going to be a dead bug pose. And so you take this blanket you were lying on, and I'm just going to put it up here. That's just going to be for your head and maybe your shoulders. And the bolster, I'm going to use my bolster, but if you don't want anything so heavy, you'll just use your blanket that maybe it's bolster size, and lay that down. Okay, I'm going to take this extra blanket and just place it at the back of my mat, just for the tops of the feet to have a little support. So I hope you guys can see. Yeah, okay, we can see that. Okay, so now I come to lie down so that you feel like your chest. So I have the top of the bolster is about at my ribs. Let's see where the ribs join, maybe solar plexus. So the chest comes down, the head comes down. You can turn your head to one side. Maybe you just rest your feet on that blanket if you put it there. You might even open your knees a little wider depending on how open your hips are. We'll make it comfortable. So as you get in, okay, I have some pressure into the belly. That's kind of where the bolster is at. But the chest is down. So make any adjustments. The head is down, and it might, I'll say it again. Forehead might be resting, or you turned your head to one side. Okay. So much like child's pose, when you really can get your belly down, and we get this pressure into the belly that brings that power of the breath into the low back area, and you might even start to tune into the breath moving into the sides of your hips. You might even feel the chest is on the floor, that the back of the heart space is receiving the breath. And just pause and receive this great grounding that's offered in this pose. Like a great release. This, balance of light and dark. How do I let my body be so heavy that I can invite light into the darker places? Illuminate these places that don't get the power of the breath on a regular. If you have your head turned to one side, just turn your head now the opposite way. And at some point here, you might even just let that whole idea of working with the breath, let it go and just let everything be. Maybe now you tune into the body, just parts of you that are moving, even in your stillness. Becoming heavier and more grounded the longer we stay here. Here for another few, maybe 10 or 20 breaths. So if you need to turn your head or readjust anything, you just do that on your own. Just not moving yet, but preparing to come up. So if that is helpful for you to deepen your breath and to let that exhalation release you more deeply, any place that these natural tendencies to hold, maybe in the back of the heart or your shoulders, your jaw, even your hips. So where can I be softer? Once you feel yourself become so heavy, heavier than maybe you've been this whole time, then at any time from that place, start to bring yourself back upright and just push yourself up. You might come to sit on your bolster for a few minutes. I'm going to sit in Virasana with the feet back and stretch your legs out, cross-legged. And just take a few moments and just sitting, and then close your eyes and turn your palms up. And just feel the back of the body is awakened in some way. Feel your breath come back to a more even place. Okay. Our next pose is going to be a supported Setubandha. And so that's where you have your feet on your floor and you lift the hips, and sometimes we put a block underneath. This one for me is always a transformative pose. So I said, tell you that, and you'll see how you feel about it. So I'm just going to turn this blanket that I was using lengthwise. Now the bolster is just going to pop on top, like a Dr. Seuss video. Pop right, it's just right at the edge. Okay, and then I have this part here. I might fold this over to support my head, and some of you might want more. You'll see how it is. Right now, I'll just leave it like that. Okay. We do stretch the legs out in this pose, and you might not want to stretch your legs, but if you do, you set it up with your two blocks so that they're almost at the same height as the bolster. And I'll take this little foot blanket that I was using before and just pop it on top of the blocks. So that's the setup. Okay. Some people like to belt their thighs together here. And so I'm just going to show the pose, and then I'll offer that and you'll see how it is. So we're just going to sit on the center of the bolster and just watch me. If you've never done this, just watch me for a moment. I'll take the legs out. I want to lie down so that the back of the heart, we just almost the opposite of what we did. Back of the heart is down, the shoulders are down, the head is down. And then here's where you might add a little extra if you need it. Okay, if the bolster, so last time we had the bolster about solar plexus ribs, it's almost the same place. So if you need to adjust it, you'll bend your knees. You might be able to lift and just shift, or you might have to actually come out. So, okay. Oh, the belting of the legs. Once you take your legs out, if you're going to stretch them out, if they're going to stay bent, then that's fine. That might be better for your back. I'm going to say this because I know one of you has back stuff. If the bolster's too high, you just use a blanket bolster and make it less. So the belt would be, it goes around the middle of the thighs. And what the belt does is it kind of just keeps the legs together. So you don't have to work too hard at that. I'm just tying this up into a little knot. I'm not taking the time to actually do it. So it doesn't, so that once I have the belt in place, my legs will just rest into that. That also is nice if your back feels like it needs a little more support. The belt, if your legs are stretching out, the belt might be really helpful. All right, I didn't say put on your warm stuff, but hopefully you did that already. Okay, and then the arms just come out to a comfortable distance. You see how this is, if it feels too wobbly. Knees bent, you might take that basic resting pose, which is the feet wide, knees together. You know, these restorative poses require a lot of prep. And we want to be comfortable because we're going to be here for about 5 minutes or so. So you take the first few minutes, little discomfort will dissipate as the body settles into the shape. But move the bolster down if it's too much. Move. Somebody might want to move it up. You're the only one that knows. So you make it feel supportive and comfortable for you. So definitely you feel your shoulders, the shoulder blades. You might have the bottom tips not, they might be lifting up, but that most of your upper chest is supported on the floor. Good. Okay. And then just dropping in with your powers of awareness. This word power keeps coming up today. I don't know why, but maybe we need it. Feel into the power of your breath to fill and to nourish what's on offer here in this shape. I'll say one more thing before I just let you enjoy, is to ensure that the chin is coming down a little lower than the forehead. You might need more support under your head to make that happen. This is a way of relaxing our busy minds. Rest into all that you are. Dropping in more deeply anywhere you can. Imagining that you're lying out in the sun, out in nature. Listening to the sounds of your breath as the sounds of the waves of the ocean, the sounds of the wind in the trees. Surrender. Whatever you can, release it here. So just as we start to awaken ourselves from here, you might just wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then we'll bend the knees. If your legs are straight, we'll just put the feet on the floor. If you have a strap, you could just slide it off or do it. Just set it aside. And then So if you need to roll off your bolster to readjust, that's fine. Otherwise, you might just lift your hips, take your hands and just press the bolster away from you so it goes straight down. And then once your hips and your back comes down, just turn your bolster maybe with your feet so that you can extend your legs and have the bolster supporting the backs of the knees. Maybe a bit of the thigh, but think of it as mostly calf. And then the feet can just rest on those blocks if you had them. They just come to lie down flat on your back. Just let everything come back in that linear shape. Okay, so you can stay extended here for another few moments. If you'd like to hug your knees into your chest for a few moments, then do that, or just rest your feet on the bolster just to change the angle of the back a little bit. Massage your back. Next pose is going to be a twist. Twist to the right. So you can put your bolster there if you like that. Or good. Okay, so I'm going to come into the twist with the knees into the chest, but feet on the floor and then dropping to the twist might be a better option for you. In any case, knees go to the right, head will turn to the left, and just going to drop into this in a very nourishing way. Okay, if you feel like you're working too hard here, let the knees just trickle down. Soften the muscles of your face. And so again, it's about the breath. Bathing the left side of your body. The head might gently just roll to the left. Just a few more breaths here. If you want to take any other variation in your twist that you feel you need right now, go ahead. Do that. I'm just going to stay here. Just feel the left side of your body so heavy. So just moving into your final few moments here, and just feel into yourself. When are you ready to come out? Very gently. And just bring yourself back onto your back. Your feet might rest on your bolster. You might stretch your legs out or hug your knees in. But just be in the linear for a moment. Setting up whatever props you need on the left side and coming into the twist in a way that taps into the power of the twist. Oh, here's what's coming to my mind with the word power. Is that power can be soft. If you think of the people in your life and the most powerful people are the ones who listen, compassionately, kindly, very present. The people that you're drawn to are powerful people. And they don't ever need to exert that power to be powerful. Power can be very soft. It can be very open. Just breathe into that as you soften through the right side. Your head might gently roll to the right. Just feeling and hearing the powerfulness of your breath as it softens and opens, nourishes, heals, medicates. All of these powerful words just flowing into my mind right now. Let them be felt as we just embrace the softness of this twist. Whenever you feel ready, once again, just making your way back to the linear. Just feel all of that. Okay. All right, I'm going to hug the knees in again and just gently rock the knees in and out. Very gentle cat-cow shape happening as the tail moves and the hips move. Good. Okay, and then we'll roll to one side. Pause on the side for a few moments. If you're someone who gets dizzy, just feel that. Come up gently. And our last pose is going to be a waterfall. And we're going to make it a very gentle waterfall. So I'll take this blanket that the head was resting. I'm just going to fold it to support the shoulder blades. Like, we put our block there sometimes. And then you might not need anything for your head, but you might. So you might bring something in for your head too. Just put this here. Okay, you see how it is. Then this setup pretty much stays the same. Oh, except I'm going to take the blocks I have out for the feet out so that we have the heels are down, the knees are supported, the hips are down, the chest is lifted, and then the head is down, unless that's no good. Prop it up. And then arms wherever you like. If you want to come back to that healing hands on the waters of your body, first 3 chakras, the earth, water, fire, living right below the solar plexus. And this is the place of security, of grounding, of creativity. Yeah, that. No, I forgot to put my heating pads in. Pull them in now. Okay, so we're going to sit here in waterfall for about 3 or 4 minutes. We see how, make it comfortable. Add what you need. Little lift to your heart. Legs lifted. And the center of your being is grounded. And being in your breath. And I'm thinking here, I take waterfall and there's references to water during this practice. And water is perhaps one of the most powerful elements of nature. But water can be so soft. Water is healing. Water is life. Water is powerful, even when it's soft. It has the properties to heal, nourish, hydrate. Just feeling your body in the shape of waterfall pose, is cascading, lifting, lowering, just as if your water is just cascading over the rocks, taking the shape of whatever's being offered to it. Breathe into the banks of your river. So you feel this breath expanding right to the outer edges of you. You can also let that go and just rest here, knowing everything is happening without you participating. So you're welcome to stay here in waterfall if you're digging it and it's working for you. Great. That could be your Shavasana. I'm going to take Shavasana too, but you can move into whatever Shavasana you like. If you'd like to put your legs up the wall for a few moments and to seal this practice, that's fine too. Okay, so I'm going to turn my bolster. Put a blanket at the end for the head. So use the bolster as a way of opening the breath further. Whatever you're doing is perfect. Just enter in consciously, being comfortable, and acknowledging this time you're gifting yourself. Just simply be. Let your body be heavy, to feel into the heaviness and the lightness. Nothing is as it seems. And we need the dark and we need the light. So welcoming all parts of yourself and anything you've been feeling, any emotions moving through you, energy and motion. Maybe you let it be dropped off here or you let it move through you. Shavasana. So you're welcome to just stay in your rest, guiding your awareness to your palms, to the energy in your hands, and maybe even the energy in the soles of your feet. Without overthinking or taking tension into the third eye, just become aware of your palms, the soles of your feet. And then we'll bring the hands to rest somewhere on your body, wherever you need that to be. And that could just be what we've been doing with the pressing of the hands into the lower 3 chakras below the ribs. That you could put them on your eyes. You need to soften. Any place if you need it. And let's take 2 more breaths. Offering this healing energy of your hands to yourself. And then either returning back to your Shavasana, or you might want to stretch these arms over your head and just lengthen yourself, wake yourself up. very slowly. Bending your knees if that feels good. Then hug the knees into your chest or rock them side to side. Let's journey in a way that is healing, nurturing, nourishing. You treat yourself like the most precious thing that you are. You truly are, you know. The fact that you're even alive is a miracle of some sorts. You're here, so it's honoring that. You're more than you know. You bring yourself upright, and whenever you get here, just pause in your sacred stillness. And so I started off by just talking about these, wounds that happen to us in our childhood that shape us in some way, and maybe even, make us think that we are something other than you truly are. And that's the light and the dark within us. We don't want to shy away from it. We don't want to overanalyze it unless we need to. Just to acknowledge that that's not who you are. As you're ready, you bring your palms together in front of your heart and you bow your chin. And here's where you honor your heart. And it knows you the best, knows what you need. And take that. The essence of your heart is love. That is who you are. You are love. You are meant to love. Share that love. To be a vessel of love. And to be loved. And we're going to pray into that and send it out. On your inhale, lengthen, lift your chin. And as you exhale this breath completely, we'll inhale fully for our May We Be Blessed mantra. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy and may we be happy. And let's seal that with a nice Om. Inhale. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Catch that breath. Fill it with your love. Lift your chin, open your eyes, and offer this to yourself, friends. Offer it to yourself, right? Pour it all over. And then we'll send it out. And really send it out. Yes. And then take it back. Because you have all these people who are just sending it out to you. Yoga tribe, with great honoring. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. So much love, you guys. Have a great rest of this very good day. Yes, we'll see you later. All right. We'll see you on Thursday. So much love, everyone.